Namaste and welcome to part 3 of the book session Autobiography of a Yogi by Master Paramhansa Yogananda. It is said that when you really want something, the universe conspires it to make it happen. And Yogananda's desire from an early age had been to know and meet as many saints as possible to gain from them the higher knowledge and wisdom on how to commune with the divine. In the last session, we learned about Yogananda's meeting with the saint who could materialize and be at two places at the same time. In today's video, we learn about Yogananda's meeting to a saint who was called as a Perfume Saint and to another saint who was called as a Tiger Swami. So let's start first with Yogananda's meeting with the Perfume Saint. So the Perfume Saint or Gandha Baba, he had the power to produce any fragrance. Though his real name was Swami Vishuddhananda, because of his power of manifesting any fragrance, he was popularly and famously known as Gandha Baba or the Perfume Saint. And Yogananda learned that it took for him 12 long years to master this art. Yogananda asked the saint why he had spent 12 long years to know this art when he could have spent this time in communing with the divine and being one with the divine. And the saint was a bit surprised at this question because none had till date asked him this question, as everyone was in awe and everyone was so impressed with him manifesting the fragrances that none could think beyond. But we know that Yogananda was different, and the Perfume Saint replied to Yogananda for his question that it was his own purpose to demonstrate the power of God. And Yogananda said, "Why is it even necessary to prove God? Isn't he performing miracles in everything and everywhere?" This is so true, friends. Yogananda gave a very profound learning to all of us here, that we all look out for proof of the existence of God. We say that we will not believe in his existence till we have a proof of his existence. But there's no need for the divine to prove anything. The very fact that this universe exists and functions in perfection so beautifully, the nature around us, the flowers, the trees, the birds, the baby growing into a mother's womb, they're all proofs. What else do we need? And one of the disciples of the Perfume Saint told Yogananda that this is just one of his miracles. He has learned many other phenomenal miracles from a master in Tibet, and this master in Tibet, he has attained the age of over 1000 years. And the student added that Gandha Baba, he could also materialize objects out of thin air. So Yogananda asked if he could materialize out of season oranges, and immediately the oranges were materialized and they were served to Yogananda on a banana leaf plate. So Yogananda here, friends, said that even though these miracles, they are spectacular, but they are spiritually useless, because when one starts focusing on showing off or on flaunting the powers one has attained, then one digresses from the path. And in this whole process, it's only the ego that is getting satisfied. So after Yogananda's meeting with the Perfume Saint, Yogananda met another saint, rather a Tiger Swami turning into a saint. And how did this happen is indeed quite enchanting, and this story will help us to know ourselves a little better. Yogananda met a man near Calcutta who was known to have fought with tigers with bare hands. He was known as Tiger Swami, though his real name was Sohong. He had a well-built body, and he had not only fought but also tamed the most ferocious wild tiger, the Bengal royal tiger, with his bare fists. So Yogananda requested him to share how he accomplished this incredible feat. And Tiger Swami replied that from his childhood days, the only ambition he had was to fight tigers. But unfortunately, his body was too weak, he was too feeble at that time, and so he strongly resolved to overcome his handicap, and he worked on his mind to get the desired body, and with immensely strong determination soon he manifested a strong body, and the tables were soon turned on the tiger. So friends, here the Tiger Swami, with the power of only his mind, he manifested his desire into reality. That's how powerful our minds are. And so the popularity of Tiger Swami, it reached far and wide, and he was busy giving public performances with gratifying success. One day his father came to him and he said that a saint had come to him and he had strongly advised that he should stop fighting with tigers, and if he didn't stop now, then his next tiger encounter shall result in serious wounds followed by 6 months and deathly sickness. And then he will forsake everything and then he will become a monk. Tiger Swami got surprised with his father's words and he told his father that, "Father, how can you be so superstitious and trust the words of just any saint and ask me to forsake something that I have been longing to do since my childhood?" Tiger Swami didn't pay heed to his father's words and continued fighting with the tigers. As his popularity was growing, his fame reached the ears of the Prince of Cooch Behar, and he invited Tiger Swami to his palace. And so the prince asked him to fight with the royal Bengal tiger in his palace. And this tiger was named as Raja Begum, which means that he had the combined ferocity of a tiger and a tigress. And the prince also laid 3 conditions for the fight, and the first condition was that the Tiger Swami should successfully resist the tiger. Second, he should bind him with the chain, and the third was that he should depart the tiger's cage in a conscious state. And if he wins the fight, then he will be presented with the tiger along with several thousand rupees and many other gifts as a prize. But if he refuses this fight, then the prince warned him that he will be termed as an impostor or a fraudster in the entire region. Though Tiger Swami was not inclined to do this fight, but now he did not have a choice. And a week later, on the designated day of the fight, thousands of people came in to witness this unique battle. It was not an easy fight for the Swami. His right arm got badly injured with blood all over, but still he bravely continued the fight and he was able to put the tiger in a semi-conscious state. The Tiger Swami finally won the battle with the aggressive beast. He was honored with the tiger and the prize money, but inside he felt no happiness. There was no sense of achievement, and instead a spiritual change entered his heart. Exactly as was prophesied by the saint, Tiger Swami was badly wounded in the fight, and for the next 6 months he was seriously ill from blood poisoning. And during this time, Tiger Swami said to his father how he wished he could meet that holy saint who had predicted everything beforehand. And Tiger Swami's wish was sincere. It came from his heart. And that very saint on his own one day arrived at Tiger Swami's place. And the saint said to him that you have enough fought and tamed the tigers. Now is the time to know thyself, to get past the demons of ignorance. In this way, Tiger Swami was initiated into the spiritual path by the saintly Guru. Isn't this story enthralling, friends? It gives us many subtle yet profound messages. One is that if one is determined on the path, if one's will is strong, then he has the potential to achieve anything. Tiger Swami's body was weak, but his will was strong. His mind was under his control, and as he sowed the seeds of power and strength in his subconscious mind, he manifested these qualities in his body, and in time he was able to transform his frailty into strength. Another important message that we get is that though Tiger Swami had this burning desire since his childhood to fight and tame tigers, but that was not his life's purpose. He suffered a great deal, being badly injured on for 6 months. He lived a life close to death, only to realize that the pride and gratification he achieved by fighting with the tigers was shallow. It didn't give him that soul satisfaction. It didn't give him that spiritual benefit. And eventually this suffering opened the gates of venturing into something Tiger Swami would not have done otherwise. This happens with us too, friends. In the midst of suffering, if we take a pause and look behind the reason for that suffering or what it is trying to teach us, then we too, like Tiger Swami, can align ourselves with our soul's calling. And friends, when we walk on the path, which is an alignment with our soul's purpose, then all the obstacles, they automatically get out of the way. And we will continue with the journey of Yogananda's meeting with the saints in our next video. It's time to hear the cosmic chant now, and today's cosmic chant by Yogananda is I want only thee, Lord.